teammates on their knees for this one, just so it's easier to explain, easier to work, okay? So yesterday what we worked on was, for most guards, you're gonna be on the outside or on something or tangling something. For butterfly guard, it's different, where you're gonna be on the inside with your feet, okay? But I don't want you just putting your feet in here. They need to be actively engaged. They need to be putting pressure, kind of pushing against the thigh, the knee, that sort of thing, okay? One of the most important things on the butterfly guard are your knees, okay? Especially one side. So you need one of your knees at least to be actively outside. It needs to be facing out. If they ever get pushed together, you're gonna get smashed and passed, okay? So your knee needs to be outside at all times. If they're starting to push your knee in, you need to grab, you need to make sure that they don't have access to your legs, that they're not smashing them together, okay? The other thing is grips. You need some very specific grips, okay? There's a lot of different ones that you can do, but they all run roughly the same pattern, okay? So one side, I need to control his arm. I need to make sure that he cannot post that hand out. So whether it's a sleeve grip or an elbow grip, I want to be able to bring them into me or into himself, like that, okay? For now, for the first one, I just want you to get a simple sleeve grip, and I want you to pull it to yourself, okay? So on the sleeve grip, it's gonna be a little different. I want it more towards the side like this, all right? Normally I get it right over the top of the wrist. On this time, I want it more on the side because I don't want him to be able to circle around and get top position, all right? I want to block it. I want to actively push against it so that he cannot get top position on this, all right? So that's important to get. The other hand, I normally just want to get a belt grip. It can be under the arm or it can be over the arm, okay? So we have a couple other things that we can do. The point of this grip is to keep him close, that he can't just run off, okay? So I've seen where you can play collar sleeve, like I said, belt under, belt over, or even just like an overhook, which is actually pretty good too, because it keeps him pretty close to you, all right? But today, for this one, just work with an underarm belt grip, all right? Now, yesterday I was kind of working in front of him, in front of the trainee here. This isn't always a good idea. I want you guys to be a little bit more angled off to the side. So if I have this sleeve, I want to be angled off to the other side like this, okay? If I'm straight in front of him, he's gonna push forward and just land right on top of here, and then I have to deal with this, all right? So I don't want that. But if I'm off to the side a little bit, if he tries to push me down, I can always kind of fight that off, all right? And it's not gonna go exactly the way he wants. So I want a little bit of an angle, and because of that, I don't necessarily need to have a butterfly hook with this leg. So it doesn't need to be actively engaged. It could just be laying here on the ground sometimes, or even in the half guard or whatever, okay? But for now, just keep it here, all right? Keep him honest. So from here, like I just said, don't lay backwards. If you lay backwards, you have no elevation, you have no leverage to lift him up properly, okay? The other thing is, I want to get close. I want to get my hips as close as I can. So as I'm here, before I start, I want to scoot in and get really close to him, all right? Because if I'm out here, again, I have no leverage, and then he can easily step over, get his knees up, whatever. And then if I try to pull him down, I don't really, this isn't a good place to be. I need to make sure that his weight is over my belly button, over my belt, all right? That gives me the absolute leverage in it. So get my grips, get it close. Now, once I go, I want to land on my shoulder, okay? So I want to roll to my shoulder, and then I want to get 3 points of contact. My bottom leg, my shoulder, and my head need to go to the ground. Then, when I lift him up, I want to keep my knees bent. I don't want to kick him over. I want to push him over with my shin, okay? So as I land here, I'm going to elevate. I'm going to get my head to the ground, shoulder to the ground, and my other toe, my other foot on the ground. I'm going to elevate him here, and I'm going to push him over into the sweep. Now, most of the time, you're going to land between his legs, all right? So you need to immediately, like what's he going to do right here? He's going to immediately lock his legs, try to get me into a half guard, right? So as soon as you land, you need to be ready to slice through and get your pass, all right? It's very rare that you're going to land in and out. So one more time. Sleeve grip, belt grip. Make sure your legs engaged, sliding close, fall to your shoulder, head, toe, elevate, Resist wanting to kick it. Push through, slice through, get your pass. All right? Any questions? Anyone need to see that again? All right, so just real quick, remember, whatever side you have the sleeve, fall to that side, shoulder, head, toe, elevate, keep your knee up, push him over, slice through if you need to. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3.